Hello everybody and welcome to another F1 2020 video. We are back with the Races 1 League, but we are in Spain this evening. Back in our trusty McLaren. We are leading this championship by a little way. We've had, I believe, 3 wins out of 5 so far, so we're doing pretty well. Let's jump into qualifying. It is a rainy session. We spend most of it at the top of the timesheets. But our very last lap, we ended up making a big error. We were a fair few tenths up. So we're going to go run on board with this lap. This is our fastest one of the session in the end. As you can see, intermediates weather, very wet and slippery. Going purple in sector 1. We're a good 2 tenths up on our previous best time at this point. Very slippery, just got to keep it in the white lines as much as possible, not use too much curb because those curbs can be absolutely lethal in the wet. Round the right hand, and fast right hander, absolutely flat in the dry but far from it in the wet. But we've come into this middle sector, we are 5 tenths up, half a second up on our best time. It's a purple sector 2 as well. Lose a bit of time getting on the power once again. You can see we just lose, not a brilliant last sector, it's okay, but we're losing quite a bit of time here and there. A bit of wheel spin on the exit, but it's going to be okay. Up to the line, it's going to be a 6th tenth improvement, and it only puts us a 10th off of pole, so that is us into second place. But into the race, it's going to be completely dry, 5 lights, and away we go. It's a pretty decent start. The initial getaway was good. The second phase wasn't too good, but happily covering off third, so we will take that nicely. Tucking in behind Jim Strav. Virtual safety car does come out though. We skip to the end of the lap with virtual safety cars ending. Don't know what Jim Strav's playing at. He is slowing right down. We're 2 seconds in the green on the time delta. I contemplate overtaking, but we're not going to do it just yet. We seem to be much faster. He goes over the curb, gets it all wrong. We go at the inside and he just turns in on us and spins us round. It just, poor driving, just wasn't looking about the cars around him, and he has now wrecked my race. But we are in 5th place. We managed to get 1 place back. My recording skipped a bit, but Amaguna got an illegal overtake for passing me despite me being spun, so he gave the position back, which I didn't realise at the time. But the guys in front are battling away quite hard. It's holding us up. It's allowing Jim Strav to get that lead away and pull away from us, which is ever the more frustrating for me at this point. But we just cannot find a way past. Dirty air is so prominent on this track. It's really, really difficult to follow. And we're struggling to find a way past, really. Skip on to lap. We go purple in the last sector. But you can see we're getting slipstream, but the guy in front has slipstream on the guy in second. So we're just not making any headway whatsoever. It's a bit unfortunate, really, but it's not the end of the world. Through the middle sector now, we're just spacing out a little bit. Again, that dirty air sort of becoming prominent, but DRS is now enabled. You can see how much closer it brings us to Alfa Romeo. We have to back off in the mid-corner. We nearly run straight into the back of him. We're a lot quicker, or a lot better on the brakes at that corner that time around. Nearly caught us out. Coming through the last sector now. Try not to take too much of the curbs. It will unsettle the car so easily. We get a nice exit coming out of the chicane. A lot better drive. We are all over the back of the Alfa Romeo now. We got DRS as well, and we're going to go straight past him. So that is us up into 3rd place. So we're making a little bit of ground now. And we're only within, we're about a second away from the chap in second, Bagos 2. We go purple in sector 1, so we are catching him very nicely indeed. We want to try and get within this DRS now as soon as we can, and that will help us past him. Jim Strav is only 3 seconds up the road, so not the end of the world. As soon as we can get past Bagos, we are going to make inroads once again on Jim Strav. We'll go through, and is it going to be a purple lap? It certainly is, a 1:19.9 for the time being, which is pretty good with that. We are struggling with that dirty air. As soon as we get a little bit closer, we then end up having to back off, even at about a second. I don't know, we're feeling that dirty air quite a lot. This track is awful for it, really. It's not brilliant, but we're just fast forwarding these couple of laps. You can see just chasing him down, but not really making the inroads that we ideally want to make. We're not improving on this lap. We're going red sectors, but we are just getting within that 1 second window. He makes a little mistake through the last chicane, gives us a bit of ground we've recovered, and we almost have a look at the inside at turn 1, but we aren't going to be close enough this time around. You can see we are right behind him at this point now. This is what we wanted, but you can see the dirty air just washing our car away every corner. As soon as we get close, we're then struggling once again. So I think we might have to get this position through strategy. We might have to get the undercut or similar. But I do like to get overtakes done on the road. I much prefer getting overtakes done on the road than anything else. We come on to lap 6 now. We have DRS. We're a long way back. We've set a purple last sector. We are a long way back, but our overspeed is so big. We're going to catch him. Oh, we're going to have a look up the inside of turn 1. We nearly do, but he is very late on the brakes, and there's no room or opportunity to go past there. But we are getting closer and closer. Every lap we're getting closer to an opportunity, which is exactly what we need.
Caution, caution.
Through the first sector now. He's taking a little bit of grass. Not too bad. Yellow flag up ahead. We're not sure what that's for. It seems to be a lap car that he's going slowly. And at this point, I can tell you now, ghosting is set to on. But for some reason, as we go to pass the racing point, he doesn't ghost. He takes out Bagos in second and then just slows down on the racing line. And I go straight into the back of him and spin, take my front wing off. Super annoying. I was very annoyed with him at the time, but in all honesty, I think that's 50-50 to blame. He suddenly braked and slowed down before he came off the racing line, but I was just a bit too keen to get past him. I wanted to make inroads on Jim Strav. I probably should have just waited that little bit longer. I'm not fighting him, so that was a bit silly on my part too. So we're going to have to come into the pits, get a fresh wing. It's going to ruin our strategy. We're going to try go on to hards. The aim at this point is to go to the end of the race, but I think it's going to be a real struggle to get those hards to the end of the race.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Exit.
Fresh wing now on us as well, and away we go. We've been pulling nice gaps to the rest of the midfield. So we come out in 7th place. So it's not the end of the world. But now we've got a bit of fresh air, a bit of clean air. Let's see what we can manage. A few more people pit. That brings us out into 4th place. And you also have Womax as well, who ended up getting a drive-through penalty for a virtual safety car, as we get a corner cutting penalty. And he just finished serving it and comes out only just ahead of us now, which has helped brought us back into the fight a little bit. He doesn't have any penalties though, and now I've got that penalty. If I do get ahead of him, I'm going to have to make a bit of a break down the road from him. We're both on hard compound tyres. Pretty much everyone's in front of us is on hard tyres. Jim Strav is running away with this race because I'm unable to challenge him being so far back down now, which is a real shame. We're just on a recovery drive. Get as many points as we can. Got DRS on Womax. Having a look at the inside, but I think we're a bit far back now, unfortunately. Our hard tyres are getting very old at this point. Through the last sector now. We're pretty strong through this last chicane. Get the power down nicely. We're going to have DRS. Now he goes to defend. He knows we're going to get this move done. Not much he can do really with the help of DRS. Just so much quicker at that point. And we have got the position. We are up to 3rd place now. But once we do get the position, we struggle to pull away. from Womax, we unable to pull a decent gap. We go purple in the first sector though, which is pretty good. We're just using a little bit more battery just to try and pull that out of that 1 second window, if we can, that is. Through the middle sector, very awkward left-hander, easy to get corner cutting warnings on the exit, but and also lose the rear end, getting the car turned in. Flat out right-hander, try and get your turn-in point right through there. We have pulled a nice gap, again 1.2 seconds, so we've managed to get out that DRS window. We've gone purple in sector 2 as well. Hooking the last sector up very nicely indeed. Got nice apex speed through there as well. Little bit slow coming at the final chicane, but not the end of the world. Up to the line. What's this going to be? It's going to be fastest lap of the race at 1.4 seconds quicker than our previous best. Absolutely on it that lap. But we come on to lap 25 of 33. Our tyres are absolutely dead on the rear, and we are very close to puncture territory in the next few laps, so there's no point hanging this out. We've got a big gap behind Womax. We're not gonna be able to pull a gap to him anyway. We're 2 seconds away, but we're only going to lose time in the next few laps, so we might as well go on to soft tyres and secure the fastest lap. Make sure we get that fastest lap, and that extra point is absolutely key for us. So we're going to give up the position knowing that we're not going to be able to hold it anyway. Into the pits, fresh soft compound tyres on again. Our next person down the road, we've got Chuckle Brothers, but he is 30 seconds down the road, so it's plenty of time to get a pit stop in and get back out again in front. So we're going to ride on board once again. Then a lap later we're going to go for fastest lap of the race once again. This hopefully should be a lot quicker. Now we're on fresh softs as well. Hooking that first corner up nicely, just dipping a wheel in the inside curb. It's going to be a personal best sector 1. It's not going to be purple, but when we did set our purple lap previous, we did it with the assist of DRS down the straight, which is probably the difference on that one. Through that awkward left-hander, try not to invalidate your lap or get a corner cutting penalty on the exit. Again, very close to running wide through the flat-out right-hander. It is a purple sector 2 though. We're 4/10 up on our previous best, but this last sector is where your tyre advantage really comes in. So this is the sector that we're going to gain heaps of time in. Little lock-up, run a bit deep into that chicane, losing us a bit of time, but it's not too much of a problem. We're going to smash this fastest lap. What do we set? A 1:17.5, 9/10 quicker than our fastest lap. Right, skip ahead to lap 30 now. We're still pushing on these softs. We are making pretty good ground on the guys in front, which is pretty promising, but as we cut man this right-hander, we take a bit too much curb and end up spinning. I was due, we had Womax at a gap of 9 seconds. At the rate we were catching about 2.5, 3 seconds a lap. So there was potentially a chance we could have caught him by the end of the race. I think it would have been hard push, but we've now bottled it. We have a nice 31 second gap behind us as well, so why not? Let's just go into the pits. Not going to make any sort of a difference at all. And we got a spare set of new soft compound tyres. Let's go on a fresh set and try and set an even faster lap, shall we? We got plenty of time in hand.
Go, go, go.
Let's have a bit of fun at this point, shall we? But as we get to the end of the pit lane, we see Chuckle Brothers behind. He's actually very close. We can just about see him in the mirror there. He's coming up, but we do keep hold of the position. It was a bit closer than I thought, actually. Wouldn't have been too much of a problem. We would have had the extra speed to get past him, but nonetheless didn't want to risk it. So we're going to ride on board with yet again another fastest lap attempt. See what we can manage. Running a little bit wide through the first and second corner there. Not ideal. We're using a nice bit of curb into turn 3 there. Personal best sector 1. Again, just clipping that apex quite nicely, running it out wide, using as much of the curb as you can. You can even dip a wheel on the grass a little bit there. The game is a bit sort of glitched in that sense. You can get away with it without losing any grip. Again, using the maximum width of the track through the fast left and through the fast right, much as we can. Let's see what we can do. Is it going to be a purple sector 2? You bet your bottom dollar it is. Another 5/10 quicker than our previous best. So I think it's fair to say that fastest lap is definitely coming our way. Into the last sector, get it hooked up very nicely. A lot of speed through that right hand, which is ideal, and we get the last sector hooked up a lot better than we did last time. And up to the line, what are we going to set? It's a 7/10 improvement, a 1:16.8. Absolutely. In a different league. I know we are on much fresher tyres, but I believe it was about 2 seconds faster than anyone else's fastest lap. But like I said, a little bit unfair to compare because we were on fresher tyres right at the end, just going for it for a laugh. But we did have the fastest lap on the older hard compound tyres prior to that anyway. So we knew our pace was there or thereabouts. Just going to fast forward through the last lap and just take it nice and easy, really. There's no point. We got that fastest lap. Let's just take it through. Get this home in one piece. And it's across the line is going to be a 4th place finish, but the extra point for the fastest lap could be crucial at this point. Across the line, 4th place. Very disappointed with that, really. Got taken out by some poor driving at the beginning. So 4th place isn't too bad in the end. But that's it for this race. If you could please like and subscribe, that'd be brilliant. But until next time, bye bye.